There's only so much you can see between the clay, the water, but it's real. And that's the important part. There's a wood structure down there. And at that point, it becomes, okay, can't stop now.
Oak Island has just unveiled a hint that might rewrite history forever. Rick and Marty Lena, after tireless years of digging, have uncovered their most thrilling find yet. Something hidden far below the island's surface, something that doesn't belong. This time, the evidence could finally be at hand. Tune in, because what they unearth next will blow your mind. A revelation that upends everything. This wasn't some ordinary pit in the earth. Rick had a gut feeling about this spot near an ancient shipyard garden where folks might have tucked away something precious long ago. They weren't chasing mere coins or rusty relics. They sought something grander, perhaps a secret passage, maybe a concealed vault, something to confirm the legends were real. Then, a chilly breeze murmured from below, something lost or lingering. Elsewhere on the island, scientists Dr. Ian Spooner and Dr. Fred Michael tackled their own curious puzzle. They'd been analyzing soil and water near the dig and spotted something strange. Odd metal fragments that shouldn't exist there. These weren't typical island stones. These metals hinted at treasure, gold, silver, or something even rarer. No one was certain, but it was enough to zero in on this site. Excitement crackled as they powered up the drill. This was their final push before winter halted everything. If they struck out now, months would pass before another chance. Everyone gathered, watching, waiting, dreaming as the drill gnawed through the ground. Their minds raced with possibilities. What if they uncovered something massive, a chest brimming with gold, a tunnel to a secret chamber, a slice of history ready to be revealed? It wasn't just about riches, though that'd be incredible. It was about proving their years of toil were worthwhile. For each, the quest held unique meaning. Some aimed to etch their names in history, others craved financial freedom, some just wanted vindication. But deep down, they all yearned for one thing, a tangible find, something undeniable to share with the world. As the day wore on, they scrutinized their gear. No room for errors now. The drill pressed on, its steady hum signaling they were nearing the prize. Perhaps today they'd break through. Perhaps today they'd reshape history. Each year, Oak Island grows colder, forcing the team to pause until spring. They've faced plenty of letdowns, drilling endlessly only to find dirt and sand. The island guards its mysteries fiercely, but this time felt unique. The clues were aligning, metal in the soil, ancient maps, a hunch they were finally on track. Everything pointed to one truth. The drill churned, slicing through untouched layers of earth. Each jolt of resistance sparked hope, maybe wood, stone, or something crafted by human hands. The deeper they went, the more their anticipation surged. No one dared step away, not when answers were so close. When the first core samples surfaced, the scientists pounced to inspect them. They hunted for anything unusual, metal shards, traces of ancient structures, anything beyond plain dirt. Then it happened. They found a dark, grimy metal piece in the sample, clearly unnatural. It wasn't just a rock. It had been shaped, crafted. It signaled something valuable lay deeper. News spread like wildfire across the site. The crew huddled, swapping theories and buzzing with thrill. Could this be part of a larger structure, a chest, a sealed vault from centuries past? The possibilities were limitless, and no one wanted to miss a moment. The dig had just turned critical. The drill crew fine-tuned their gear and pressed on, eyes glued to each new core sample. Every layer of earth held the promise of a life-changing find. The scientists examined each sample meticulously, sifting through every fragment, scanning for anomalies. They found more gold flecks in the soil, clues they were nearing something extraordinary. Then, the unexpected. The drill hit something solid. It groaned, strained, and stopped. This wasn't mere dirt or rock. It was something else, a structure, a hidden vault. No one knew for sure, but everyone agreed. They had to unearth it. Near the old shipyard garden, in their final dig of the season, Rick pinpointed a precise spot. He was optimistic this could be their breakthrough. They weren't digging blindly. They hunted for clues, perhaps a hidden chamber or buried safe. They planned to drill right there to uncover what lay below. Elsewhere, Dr. Ian Spooner and Dr. Fred Michael were immersed in their own tests. They'd found peculiar metals in the area, unlikely to occur naturally. They'd sampled water near the shipyard garden and picked a spot for a new drill hole dubbed E514. They were confident drilling 100 feet could yield valuable metals. They hoped this might uncover not just gold, but other precious treasures. "We're taking one bold shot, and we might actually strike treasure with this well," they said. The scientists were convinced their metal findings were sign. They believed they'd pinpointed a spot where valuables might be stashed. With expertise and instinct, they felt this site could be pivotal. The entire team hummed with the chance this could be their defining moment. Anticipation hung heavy as they prepped the drill, each wondering if this was the breakthrough they'd awaited. As the drill burrowed deeper, their excitement swelled. They knew this was their last chance this season. Failure meant waiting another year. As the drill churned steadily, the team's excitement swelled. They buzzed about what amazing discoveries might await. Could this spot finally be the breakthrough they'd dreamed of? What if they found not just scattered coins or metal bits, but a legendary hoard that could make history? This quest was more than chasing riches. It was about proving their years of sweat and dedication paid off, and the best is still ahead. They planned to drill 50 to 60 feet down, then branch out sideways and vertically. They hoped to uncover a tunnel linked to this shaft, backed by promising water tests, showing traces of gold and silver. Their ambitions for this site were high, from finding ancient structures to validating old tales. Each team member had personal stakes, launching new ventures, securing financial freedom, or simply being part of a historic moment. But practical matters loomed too. They strategized how to handle a major find, discussing who to contact and what steps to follow. The day rolled on with the team double-checking gear, reviewing notes to ensure everything was set. Past disappointments kept their hopes grounded, but optimism fueled them. The drill's constant hum signaled they were inches from something huge. They watched, waited, and dreamed this final dig of the season would unveil Oak Island's long-buried secrets. Every winter, icy winds force Rick, Marty, Craig, and their crew to end another treasure hunting season on Oak Island. Each year closes much the same, with mounting frustration and piles of sand as their only reward. Despite cutting-edge tools and maps hinting at precious metals below, the treasure eludes them. Every drilling session sparks excitement, with hopes the next core sample will reveal a jackpot. Yet, all they pull up is sand, endless, dreary sand. It's worse when sand mixes with clay, clogging their efforts to sift through. Clay muddies the water channels they need to explore, complicating the hunt. Though the cold bites deeper, the team clings to hope with each sample, but relentless sand wears them down. Hopes crushed by endless sand, wretched sand. Yeah, it's not looking good. Just lifeless material. They sigh heavily. Time after time they bore into the earth, each attempt carrying dreams of a different result. The team stays hopeful with every sample, but despair creeps in as more sand surfaces, no sign of the wealth they seek. Each fruitless find dims their spirits and steals precious time before winter locks the island down. As the season advances, the chill intensifies, underscoring their shrinking window. They spend hours dissecting their findings, striving to stay upbeat despite harsh conditions. They muse how clay-heavy sand might have once led to grander discoveries under different circumstances. Frustration mounts as time drags on without breakthroughs. The team begins to theorize broadly. Maybe the sand-clay mix was part of an ancient defense to shield something precious. They ponder if this stubborn barrier hints at clever safeguards hiding valuables. As the season winds down, there's much to wrap up. The team must clean and store gear, pore over collected data, and scrutinize every detail. They analyze each sample's measurements, searching for missteps and brainstorming fresh approaches for next time. Discussions dive deep into technical debates, with each member offering theories and insights. They hash out reasons for their ongoing struggles and toss around ideas for future strategies. Everyone harbors personal hopes and hunches about what might finally unlock the island's treasures. Treasure hunting is a gamble, often yielding little reward. Yet the chance of unearthing something extraordinary pulls the team back each year. Rick, Marty, Craig, and the crew return, lured by new tactics and dreams of a game-changing find. Despite repeated setbacks, tight-knit teamwork, the rush of the chase, and the thrill of potential discoveries keep their spirits buoyant enough to return annually. The Oak Island crew digs relentlessly, carving hole after hole in pursuit of treasure. Despite their dogged efforts, each season ends without major finds. Rick and Marty, steering the team, stay optimistic with every small clue, convinced they're near a monumental haul. We might have real treasure just below, and we'll prove it this year. Stay tuned, they urge. This season, they zeroed in on a suspected man-made tunnel to the sea. They think this passage could explain odd water in the garden shaft and might protect hidden riches. This is a mystery tunnel. We don't know its path, its maker, or its purpose, they marvel. The notion feels ripped from a pirate tale, crafty and captivating enough to keep them hooked. But let's face facts, after their 600th hole, the same empty results raise doubts. Are they truly close to a breakthrough, or just chasing mirages? They cite metal traces in water as proof of nearby treasure. For 5 years, this hope has fueled annual talks of imminent finds. Yet, the holes now total 600. They insist the water's metal traces matter. Experts back these as significant, not mere flukes. This bolsters their belief that clues point to a major score. But could they be misreading natural elements as extraordinary, driven by their desperate hunger for treasure? Each season's end feels familiar. They gather, review findings that often spark more questions than answers, and plan next year with hope and resolve. They assess their work, map out future steps, and remain optimistic despite another year of slim results. They'll reconvene, spread out their data, theories, and maps, and dive into possibilities with zeal. The lack of finds stings, but odd clues keep them hopeful and ready to press on. The endless loop of hope against the reality of nothing. Doesn't it exhaust them? As they close another grueling season, they reflect on tiny clues that draw them back, praying the next drill will finally deliver. Chasing dreams in the money pit, after countless tries and endless theories, the treasure, if it exists, still feels like a fantasy. They spot oddities in soil and water, patterns hinting at more, but these are often just natural traits any land might reveal under such scrutiny. Still, they dig on, fueled by the hunt's thrill, the team's bond, and perhaps a touch of greed. Year after year, they return to the island, driven by tales of what might lie hidden. The money pit, that legendary heart of Oak Island, remains their ultimate prize. It's the core of their quest, the spark that keeps their hopes alive. Their journey isn't just about treasure, it's about the rush of the search, the breakthroughs they uncover, and the dream that maybe, just maybe, this time they'll strike it big. As the Oak Island crew winds down their season, a familiar mix of emotions swirls. They've been here before, stowing gear, scribbling final notes, silencing drills, feeling the déjà vu of it all. Despite facing the same hurdles, they're fueled by the tantalizing chance of what lies below. Revisiting old clues and vowing to improve next year, their hope stays strong. They're already scheming their comeback, brimming with ideas for new approaches and debates about this season's missteps. This year's digs at Oak Island fizzled out again. The team was thrilled, finding old metal containers in the garden shaft. They planned to drill sideways after hitting 95 feet, but water soon flooded the site. It feels like every spark of hope ends the same. More mud, more water, no treasure. But the story doesn't end there. Early excitement came from strange readings hinting at metal deep underground. Fred, a key digger, was certain these signals pointed to something major. Yet, after targeting the baby blob area, they found only water. Still, they're not losing faith. The next step is to keep probing the northeastern zone, between this spot and the garden shaft, hoping new data brings a breakthrough. Beyond this, the team's buzzing about traces found in 3 other spots near the famed money pit. One, called Aladdin's Cave, is a massive waterlogged hole with bits of precious metals in ancient wood. Their excitement over these wooden scraps feels almost comical. They treat tiny finds like grand relics, showing how eager they are for anything noteworthy. This season seems more about hyping possibilities than actual discoveries. Every dig leaves them with more questions and fading credibility. Oak Island's true pull lies in its ability to lure treasure hunters back, driven more by the thrill of what could be than real finds. This stubborn crew keeps chasing their dream of striking it rich, though they usually unearth just rocks and water. The island's legends, pirates, ancient relics, lost riches, add a spark of excitement. These tales are compelling enough to keep anyone hooked, but in the end, it's the stories that shine brightest on Oak Island. They draw TV crews, curious tourists, and eager diggers, all chasing a big score. Yet the digging often leads to dead ends. With each shovel full of dirt, the team's hope surges, believing small clues signal a massive find. More tantalizing hints, no treasure. As they hop from site to site, chasing every faint clue, it's a loop of hype and letdown. The operation, with its hulking machines and dramatic drilling, looks epic to onlookers. It's easy to get caught up in the spectacle, in the rare finds that often turn out or die. Each season ends with grand recaps, framing even minor discoveries as significant, despite another dig yielding little. Clues like old artifacts and wooden beams hint they're nearing a real piece of the island's past. Back in 2019, Borehole RF1 sparked buzz when they uncovered big wooden beams with ancient carvings and a pickaxe, some linked to Scandinavian roots. These finds sound like historic gems, but they could date back to the Middle Ages, adding more mystery to a tale already heavy on hype over facts. In 2017, the team hit Borehole H8, thinking they'd found something huge, pieces of the chapel vault, nearly 180 feet down. Unearthing parchment scraps and what looked like a leather book cover sent spirits soaring. Each find like this sparks a wave of hope about what lies deeper, but it's mostly about potential, not reality. Every season, these discoveries fuel dreams of a big break. Yet, despite all the cheers and back-patting, hard results are scarce. They keep digging, finding bits that might mean something big, but often don't. It all began with 2 Michigan brothers dreaming of hidden riches as kids. Now, their childhood quest is a massive operation with heavy gear, big crews, and cameras rolling non-stop. Every new piece of wood or metal sparks talks of riches below. The chance of gold, ancient relics, or historic finds keeps everyone on edge. As they dig deeper, each earth layer teases a big reveal, yet the real breakthrough stays just out of reach. There's more. Oak Island's digs are as much about crafting a show and story as hunting treasure. Each season ends on a cliffhanger, hinting next year might bring the big find. Maybe the island's true value isn't buried treasure. The island itself, with dirt layers holding random artifacts, is a wellspring of endless tales. These stories pull in viewers every season, keeping the legend alive. It's the thrill of the chase, the what if that drives this saga. Today, Oak Island is a stage for modern treasure hunters, wielding cutting-edge tech, all striving to turn old myths into reality. The team's bond, shared dreams, and relentless drive tell a gripping tale of their own. They're not just seeking treasure, they're chasing answers, aiming to complete a story that began long ago. Every small find, however minor, stokes the hope that keeps them digging, much like those two Michigan boys who once dreamed of buried riches. As each season closes, the island clings tightly to its secrets. The real treasure of Oak Island might be its power to keep dreams burning, pulling people back year after year with shovels and hope, chasing what might be an artfully spun tale handed down through time. Oak Island is more than a treasure hunting ground. It's where the quest itself is the prize, and the story never truly ends. It just grows, adding more layers, more excitement. This cycle of hope and small finds keeps everyone returning, holding fast to the dream that next time they might uncover something truly epic. Could Oak Island's treasure be beyond imagination, or is there a deeper, perhaps otherworldly force at play? What's your take? Share your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more thrilling treasure hunts.